Welcome back, friends. We are back on our $100 million farm, which we have almost hit that $100 million mark, so we might go more. We might go up to $1 billion, or as close as $1 billion as we can get, since I think it'll only go to 999 million. Or, you know, 999 repeating. I don't think it goes up to that $1 billion point, if I remember right. Now, we've got a handful of maintenance-y type of things to do here. First off, I think, or at least I hope, I can empty out this trailer from water all the way into our distributor here. I don't know for sure that I can, but I'd really like to take both tankers over to our cow barn. And no, I can't. Do I have... I don't think I do have a drain installed on here. Alright, we will just drop... Oh, wrong thing. I don't want to drop that. I want to drop our... Nope. There we go. Third time's the charm. We're going to drop that. I need to grab all of the slurry from our cows and probably some milk, because I should have a decent amount of milk built up. I probably should have fertilized all of my grass fields already, but I just kind of didn't feel like doing it, even though I did buy a whole new setup to use all the digestate on the field. So we're going to do that today. We are going to go ahead and fertilize all the fields. I don't have a ton of manure built up yet, but it's been a little while since we've gotten our slurry out. We're going to pull ahead to the next one. Here's the slurry. Oh, that's the milk. Alright, well, I guess we'll fill up with milk first. Yeah, I got a decent amount of milk. See, I think that's milk back here. Maybe it didn't trigger for this next one yet or something. I don't know. I've still got tons and tons of hay sitting here to go into the cows as they eat it. As you can see, they're still just maxed out. They have not hit the production point yet to where they'll reproduce. They are getting closer and closer every month. But we're going to have to fill up our silage. I have been producing some silage in the one factory because the corn that I harvested, corn that we harvested, has the wheat, or has the chaff as a byproduct in the grain mill. We're going to leave this here, and I'm going to pop down to our semi here with the 53-foot drop deck, because I do have somewhere out in these fields tons of silage bales, which I think I'm gonna have to double check here, but I think these should be ready, so these can all go into biogas plants. Silage, yes, those are all ready. Okay, so that should be on. And that is totally not in the right spot. Alright, I need to turn on the help window so that I can get that into the right spot. There we go. Just so that it doesn't look so strange. There we go. Okay. And that is already filled up. I thought we could hold more than that, but that's alright. We'll make a couple trips here back and forth. Especially because this is definitely going to be more than we can actually hold in here anyway. I think first we're going to go ahead and unload on the trailer, so that we can kind of just pull up. And it's not filling, is it? No, it's not. Alright. Let's just back away from that so that I don't knock everything over. And that did definitely fill everything up. So now I can grab another one and throw them into that little biogas, because I do have both running. The factory that's distributing over the farm factory or whatever it's called that's distributing over the other side there is filling both of them. I'd almost rather just fill the larger one, or maybe I should get rid of the small one, but that's right. It'll at least just kind of knock everything out a little bit quicker. Alright, I'll fill these up, and I do have some down on this side as well. And we're going to jump the gap. Woo! That worked out better than I expected. And this should be the rest of them, I believe. Oh. Alright. We're gonna cheat it. We're gonna cheat it. Because I really don't want to have to come back just for a couple. So we're going to just throw all of these on here. Since it doesn't really recognize that the bales are actually there, even though they are. I just knocked that one off the other side. And after they're all on, we can strap these down. After hiding them inside of our other bales. Because if you didn't know about this little trick, it is a cheesy little trick that works. It doesn't work the greatest because you can't see where you're putting anything. But if you just have a couple you need to add on, it works. So we strapped them down, and that has added those bales now. For almost another 300,000 liters out of, what was that, 6 bales or something? 5 bales. And we do not have any more bales down here. I got one grass bale that I missed wrapping. Alright, we're gonna grab that too. Because I might be able to throw that into my factory. I'm not sure if I can or not. But it's really not going to do anything for us as a grass bale, so it's either going to be take it up and toss it in that factory, or I'm going to have to wrap it. And turn it into silage. Alright, so first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and unload our bales that are actually on this trailer. Oh, there's a chance I can put it into my storage bin there. I did have to start storing some of the fertilizer and lime because it was just producing too much to keep putting into the modular pallets. Undo all that. Let me grab this. And we'll just run it up this way, I guess, to see if I can get it in. Because I don't know if this will take... Yep, it's taking the bale. Okay, good. Then I can just go ahead and turn on grass on that as well. Where are we? Grass silage right there. And it should knock out that little bit of grass we're putting in. It's got a good bit of silage too that hopefully will just distribute correctly. This is the factory that I've had some trouble with it not wanting to actually send the silage over. So we'll hope that will work. Now the last thing we're going to do with this here truck real quick is I want to get away from all of these bales so that we can reset and it'll just automatically stack these up nicely. Like so. Because then I can go to unload. And we can just like throw them right on top of this whole stack without having to mess around with any front loaders, telehandlers, anything like that. Boom. Alright, reset this, and this can go get parked. I might as well stick it right here because we will be mowing again before too long. Make sure that that stays easily accessible. Alright, now let's go pick up our Oh, you're still filling. All right. That means that we are going to be ready to start working on digestate. I'm going to need all of my big tractors here. And I'm going to have to head to the store and pick up our slurry tanks. So I also wanted to bring up today, I thought it was kind of funny, at least to me. I watched, what is I think called Land of Bad on Netflix, their newest action movie that came out. And once I got to the end, I started almost laughing at it, not because of the movie, but because it suddenly dawned on me. The whole movie was essentially like a Call of Duty Modern Warfare campaign. It was just funny. I keep seeing these things more and more that kind of points to gaming getting more mainstream, things getting stolen from games, things like that. And I mean, it is, right? The gaming industry is massive. I think it earns more than the movie industry does now, if I'm correct. I could be wrong on that. But I think at least domestically here in the US it earns more. I know internationally the whole movie industry is large enough that I think it's still earning more overall, but I could be wrong. But I just thought it was very, very interesting. You know, it was like a little bit of a shock to me. Because normally it's more of like game stealing ideas for movies, right? You know, it's you play or you see a movie and then a year or two later there's a game that comes out that's either based off of the same storyline as the movie or has little influences taken, things like that. Almost like Black Hawk Down years ago, right? The movie comes out based on real events, but the movie comes out and then a few years later you've got a Black Hawk Down game that comes out because of how well the movie did. But in this case it was almost the opposite. Like it was strange, and it took me a while to realize it in the movie. It was really when I got to the end of it, I started thinking about the entire movie, and it was just kind of shocking how similar it was to a Call of Duty campaign. I mean, it was very, very strange because it was just like you could almost go through the entire movie and think of it as a Call of Duty campaign and it would almost perfectly work. Like, the only thing I think that I realized that it was really missing out of, or versus like Call of Duty, is the main character in the movie never really had a sniping scene or anything like that, so it was a little bit different. But without really trying to give away any spoilers here for the movie for anybody that wants to see the movie and hasn't, the storyline of the movie focuses around a main character who is like new to being in an action setting type of thing. The main character's Air Force, and he's going out with a bunch of Delta Force Tier 1 operators. And I'm truly not sure if this was based off of real events or not. I did not bother looking into the movie that much. I just kind of watched it because it was something to watch. And it is a good movie. But it was just strange. I need to pull the digestate out of here. It was strange because I'm watching and I get towards the end, and sorry, this will be a little bit of a spoiler, I suppose, but at the very end you get the main character who's gone from being this kind of untested newbie, you know, Air Force guy, to one of the characters at one point tells him you've earned your Tier 1 status. And then towards the very end, you get him facing off against essentially the big bad guy, right? The big baddie. And he's standing there staring at him. And all he has in his hand is a machete, a melee weapon. And the bad guy's starting to reach behind his back for a gun. And all it reminds me of is the end of, I think, both the first two Modern Warfare games, where you're there against the big bad guy and you have to like either crawl for a gun or you've got a knife that has to get thrown at him or whatever else, and he's there starting to point a gun at you or whatever, and it's all in slow-mo. And I'm watching that and I just go, wait a second, this really feels exactly like Call of Duty. And I was really surprised just at the fact of, it seems like, okay, is this not running? Is it not? Because I do need... Interesting, maybe I can't distribute slurry on here. Oh, do I need to do... Yeah. Turn on slurry tanker. There we go. Now we're distributing. Yeah, so the movie just, it really felt like it was Call of Duty at the end. And I just was utterly shocked by the fact that that seems like that's dropping way too much for grass. Get out of my way. It is definitely dropping too much, but it's saying that it's perfect. So I guess we'll just do it. Ooh, I'm going to be running out so quickly. I wonder if I can use one of my big tankers. Well, digestate, not slurry. I wonder if I can use one of the big tankers to refill this as opposed to having to drive back. I do have 3 of these to start running on all the fields, but even still, we're at, you know, 70% after just doing one small stripe on the small side. Oh well, we'll make it work. So yeah, back to the movie. It was just a little bit shocking for me because it was just kind of like, I felt like it was pulled right out of Call of Duty. And I started thinking back through the whole thing, and I'm like, you know what, it almost reminds me of the original Modern Warfare, where you're starting a character who's new to Task Force 141, which is supposed to be like, you know, the preeminent Tier 1 operations team. Okay, no, that was down. It didn't look like it was down to me. And you go through all of this strife and trial and become, you know, one of the elite operators of the world. And it was just, I don't know, it was surprising. It was good surprising, but it was surprising to me. And I feel like I've seen stuff like that happening more and more, where you just kind of are now, maybe I should be driving instead of talking, you're just kind of now seeing more of the gaming side of things pop into everything else. Part of it probably too is that, you know, now you're getting more and more of those of us who grew up gaming into other professions and high enough in other professions to make an impact, but I don't know. It was very interesting to me. So if you haven't seen it, you know, if you have Netflix, watch the movie and see what you think. That's going... I'm going to have to see if I can refill these from one of the other tankers. Yeah, he just ran out and he's not even one full stripe of the field. This will take a while. This was why I was doing the solid fertilizers. I thought this might happen, or something like this might. Well, I know I can turn the 53 drop deck into a slurry spreader too, but I don't think it'll work with AI workers, which is why I wanted to do it like this. Plus, this is supposed to be optimized for precision farming. I hope I can use another tanker, because I could turn my 53 foot into a tanker and it'll hold, I think, 1,000,000 liters. We're going to have to try that, because it'll take forever to distribute digestate onto these fields otherwise if I'm driving these trucks back and forth every 30 seconds. That just won't work. I also might not bother with my small fields. we might just do the 4 large fields. Actually, no, I don't have to do that side because that side wasn't harvested yet. No, it wasn't. It was only this side that got harvested. So that side's already good to go. Keep turning, keep turning. Alright, that should be about right. Alright, you're going. I guess I don't really need... Well, you know, we'll do the third one just because we're going to use 4755, even though it'll look a little bit strange. We'll do it just because I have to keep refilling these so often that at least it'll speed it up if I've got 2 going on the bigger field. Really, I only had this up here to get everything connected up earlier, and I was going to use all the big tractors on these because I think this looks very strange, even though this is the cheaty version, so it can do it with no problem. And it's faster than the others, which is also causing issues. Because it can actually, like, pull too hard and then I lose all traction. Alright, let's go, let's go, let's go. I want to get this done. I don't want this to take forever. Oh, come on. This is why it tends to work better using the large tractors on stuff like this, even if I can do it on this one. Well, at least we'll pull up so it's, you know, it looks like it's dropping into the fill thing. Cover. Surprisingly, this one didn't run out yet. I don't know, maybe that one was dropping too much. Automatic application is on. I don't know. You know, who knows? This game does goofy things sometimes. Unfold. I mean, I suppose I did do that whole corner too. Woo! Come on, I know it's December, but there's no ice on the ground. Oh, they should have plenty of room to turn around. I shouldn't need to do this. I was worried about it back in that far corner. More so actually on the other end of the field because of the trees, but we'll do it here too. Alright. Now you can start. Now let's pop back down to my truck with the 53 foot, and I've got on the other side here. I thought I put a toolbox down here so that I could modify stuff in here. Ooh, these all have lights. Okay. Yep. I'm not surprised that tank's empty. Alright, customize. See, I can do a slurry spreader. But we're just going to do the liquid tank. For a massive fee there. 70 grand just to switch over, but it is a 1,000,000 liter liquid tank now. And if this does not work, I'm going to be sorely disappointed. We are producing tons and tons of cake. The price of the cake is not the greatest, though, so I don't want to sell it right now. Alright, you're full. So I can drop this off at, as we start it moving, at one of the mills, because it'll produce cake from the milk. I mean, this is still, I think, an 820,000 liters, so I probably could have just used this for my digestate too, but in efforts of being able to do the most things at once, I would prefer doing it the way I am doing it, which is why I am. Alright, start dropping our milk in, which means we can turn on milk production. Oh, milk production is on still. Okay, cool. Cool. And see, I've got over 1 million liters of cake in there because it just can't even get cake out fast enough into my storage bins right now, which is why I added a couple more to help. Alright, now I need slurry. All of those have now stopped working. Yeah. That's alright. I mean, if this winds up that it's going to take way too long dumping the digestate onto the fields, well, then we just won't dump digestate onto the fields. There. No! Darn it. Alright, so that one is milk, the first one is slurry. I gotta go drop this milk. Well, that was a waste of a few minutes to get the milk again on accident. I could have sworn it was the other way. I could have sworn that the big one was for the milk. I guess it kind of makes sense that that would be the slurry one. Most of the slurry stuff is set up kind of more like that, where it'll do a top load as opposed to pumping it out. Alright, there. Now let's drive back up. You're still filling with slurry. Or with digestate. Once I pick up all of our slurry, I might just stop that, whether it's full or not, because we're going to have enough to refill those if it works, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to have to unload it all. Well, I'd probably just unload it right into one of the biogas plants, so that's not that big of a deal. The other thing I've got to do is I've got to bring the wood chips from my storage up and fill up my fuel thing, because I don't think I've been producing fuel with the wood chips. And what I wound up finding, even after my wood chip sale price peaked, I will actually make more, the same or more, if I produce the fuel instead. So there's no point in me selling off the wood chips separately. Oh no. Let's try kind of backing up right next to it here. No. Alright, if anybody watching this knows of some sort of container mod that'll work better for what I'm trying to do here, let me know. I suppose I could... Maybe that's what I'll have to do. I could do the global storage pallets. Does that not take digestate? I thought that did. Ooh, maybe it only yeah, it only outputs digestate, doesn't it? It uses slurry. Nuts. Okay, I guess this is going to be quite a while of dumping it into a liquid fertilizer thing here, or... Come on. I know you take digestate. I'm just not quite in the right spot. Because that's how I've been running everything, is digestate. I could also, I suppose, just dump it right back into the factory, too. Which, I guess, is maybe what I'm going to have to do if I can't get... There we go. Okay. Yeah, that did not get very far at all. You know what? I'm not going to take the time to do this. Next go around we'll use fertilizer. This time I'm probably just not going to do any sort of fertilizing adding onto these fields because I'm not that bad. On most of it, there's a few spots there where it hasn't fertilized. Ooh. That one's showing as bad. Oh, I guess that's down to 0 in spots. A lot of spots. Alright. We need our solid fertilizer. There it is. Oop. And this has to periodically get filled up too, but it's not anywhere near as bad as what I'm seeing on those digestate ones. So we'll get this bad boy going. That's a shame. I really wanted to just dump the digestate, but that is going to be so much of a hassle. Maybe I'll have to try doing it with the 53-foot and see if a worker can do it. I think the last time I've tried doing something like that, though, the workers basically couldn't comprehend why you were driving a trailer across the field back and forth because it didn't actually show as being like a tool. Well, lesson learned, I guess. Something I probably should have known, but I hardly ever do digestate or slurry onto a field. It's usually either solid or liquid fertilizer. I hardly ever do animals to the point where I'm getting this much digestate. Alright, we're just going to drive this off the field and leave it up here for now too, because even though I really should put it away, I don't feel like messing with it. I am going to hop into 4755 and we'll take it back because I'm going to use it for our... I can't think of the name of the trailer. Omatana's trailer. I don't know why I can't think of it. Can I lift you up? No, I can't because it's just the standard trailer hitch. Right, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get there. Oh, quit flying all over. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. There. TARDIS trailer, that's what it is. It's the TARDIS trailer here. We're going to use this to haul some wood chips over. And our fertilizer guy is going. I don't know that I'm really going to worry too much about him going on those fields. I know I really should. There's wood chips. Wood chips. I really should worry about getting those fields better fertilized, but the grass is just kind of a bonus. Oh, he might be missing a big section down there too. Maybe not. No, he got it all. Okay. All right, let's pop back to you. You're still going. How about you? Are you filled up? Nope. Are we on our slurry in here? A lot more to come out. Okay. Alright, let's just go ahead up there for right now, just so that I can get that production going, because I don't think it's currently going. I think I ran through the wood chips that were in here, and I was planning on selling wood chips instead of continuing the production because I don't get that much diesel. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, see, I'm only getting 25 liters diesel and 5 liters of methane, but that 800 compost does a lot more than I thought it did originally. So if I go to our compost here to look at sale prices, and part of that too is because I didn't have the sell everything before, so I didn't really know what I was selling it for. But, I mean, it sells really pretty well, at least right now. We're on the decline, but we're still at 600. And the high side on my wood chips are selling at 500, so, I mean, it more or less pays for the wood chips, or for what would be what I'd make off the wood chips. I probably should shut production or shut automatic sale off so that I can just go ahead and sell it all off once it gets high again, but I don't really want to deal with that level of micromanaging on it. I mean, I might. You know what? Forget it. We're going to go ahead and set it to storing. Since sale prices are going down, that means that I'll be able to sell it off once it gets better. Maybe I should buy another couple of these. Or, you know, hang on. Let's do this. Let's go back up to you. Oh, you're filled. Alright, I'm going to, I guess, dump the rest of this back into there. Because I want to turn this into a slurry spreader. And waste even more money, or spend even more money just to see if I can use it. Or if a worker can use it. Because if I had, you know, a couple of these going with 1 million liters in it, I'm not going to worry so much about running out. You know, I suppose I could see if I can... Well, no, even if I can carry the other one behind it, it probably won't refill from it, since I couldn't refill from it anyways. Alright, well, I will see you guys once this is emptied out. Alright, that went through a little bit quicker than I expected it to empty, but we are emptied out. So now I can go... Woo! Flip it over. No, yeah! That was a save. Alright, now I can go and modify this over to being a spreader, and we will see Okay, that might become a fun game. I just sent that big bag of seed flying. Maybe I need to like try and play like hockey with big bags and semis. That'd be something, wouldn't it? All right. Unrealistic spreader. Boom. Now I can refill it. I didn't want to switch it over while I had liquid in it because I wasn't sure if it would just get rid of my liquid or what. I don't think it would have, but I did not want to take the chance. Start filling. Cool. You can hold more wood chips. I do still have that filling down there. I need to move my... Well, I suppose I can fill up this one first, or from this one. Can we refill? There we go. I've got more than enough to fill up all those bags still in those factories, now let alone when I skip to next month here. Alright, I should probably use something bigger to move all these wood chips, but I can't remember how much that little fuel refinery stores. I don't really think it's that much. And I gotta check on our lime production here too. You are out of stone. Alright, so I can turn that off. And we can make sure to fill that bag up the rest of the way. Lime wasn't too bad on those fields, so I wasn't going to worry about it this time around. When I replant all those into corn, I'm going to be making sure to completely fill up everything. Come on, let me through. Dang it. I should have cut that tree down too. At least our digestate, or our biogas plant, should be going for a while here. Definitely won't be forever, but it should be for a bit of time. You are filled up on slurry. I can drop you off at our biogas. I'll check it when I get down there. I could have sworn this biogas plant took digestate too. And I suppose that doesn't make much sense since it off-puts it as... Yeah, you know, that wouldn't make any sense. It off-puts it as a byproduct, so why would it use digestate? Alright, I do need to turn on slurry and silage, though. Alright. That's going. My fertilizer is empty, so I am going to need to grab a pallet of it. Ooh, I don't have any pallets for fertilizer right now. No, I don't, because the 2 pallets that are dealing with the cake were from the fertilizer because I thought that I was going to be doing digestate. I can bring my fertilizer thing back to fill up, I suppose. That would be kind of like the least invasive to my current setup, as long as it doesn't get messed up. Alright, turn that off. Ooh, you're almost finished with this whole field. Nice. And that's kind of why I never bothered with the digestate, because I'm turning digestate into solid fertilizer. Granted, I do lose some, but I mean, solid fertilizer is fast enough. I guess this will just end up being the way I do it. I've been having so much digestate, and I haven't been able to produce fertilizer fast enough. In fact, you know, let's try filling right from there. Alright, let's take this over our field, though, our big field, and see if by any chance we can do this. Ooh! Come on, flip, 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 flip. Detach and flip. Come on, flip it up, flip it up, flip it up. Yeah! Now, if I bash into it just right, it should flip back over. And since FS22 doesn't really have any damages, it will do nothing. Woohoo! As much as I kind of enjoy being able to do that, I really do wish we had actual damages. I wish if I went bashing into the truck, it would actually destroy something. Alright, this is giving me the option to hire a worker. Will the worker actually work? It is working. I do need to scoop this over a little bit. So, I guess this is what we'll do from now on. Is I'll use this, and maybe I'll end up buying a couple more. I mean, it's like 100 grand for one of these. My other ones might have actually been more expensive, the setups that I bought. So I guess we'll just do that. Let's see if this is going to be enough fertilizer in here to finish off this field. Because I'll just use all the digestate on the other field. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. That's how we're gonna do it. I don't know, I think that makes sense to me. I've been getting so much digestate. Unless that, you know, winds up taking like a whole 4 million liters to do that field, which I kind of doubt. I had to buy fertilizer the last time I was fertilizing just because I didn't have enough produced, because it hasn't been producing quick enough, and then it was getting just completely filled up and it would stop producing because it, you know, has such small output capacities on all those factories. But I did figure out I've got both of those distributing, so it goes to my distributor from those. So if I just unload at the distributor, at least it'll just shift them to the distributor over here. So I took out a bunch from it. But it looks like it's even pretty much filled back up. Yeah, limit's 500,000, so it's almost filled up again on all of our solid fertilizer. Okay, but we've got this guy running. And it was not completely filled. Where the heck are you going? Alright, that took a really weird route to turn. Oh, I bet it thinks it's got 24 meters sticking out the sides still. And that's part of it. Oh well, whatever. He can still get it done, or a worker can still get it done. Hop back into that, and we're just going to go ahead and end that and put you back into the shed over here. All right, so I will get those other slurry tanks and everything that I bought sold off. And that other field's going to be completely coated in the digestate. And I'm going to pop back into that truck for a second just so we can kind of... Yeah, that's working. And yeah, we're not going through that much that quickly. So this should definitely work. Alright, so I'll get those other tanks sold off. I will... Oops, not stop him. Probably buy another of these setups. Maybe even 2 more. I do have one more 53-foot drop deck trailer right now, but it's still got stuff on it, so I don't really want to use that one. Even though they're like 50 grand a pop, but with where we're at money-wise, that doesn't matter very much. So, I'll get all that stuff done, and I will see you guys in the next episode, because I think this one has gone on for far long enough. I keep saying I want shorter videos, and none of my videos have been coming out shorter because it takes so long to get everything done for just like, you know, one day in this game because of how big everything is. So, thank you very, very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Have a great day, and happy gaming.